Hi everybody, this is Chris, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to look up Chinese characters and words in a dictionary. And for this example I'm going to be using my phone. So the first thing I recommend you do is download this app, Pleco, Pleco. You can see it on my home screen here on the second last line of the top part. It's got a Chinese character in it, there's a blue icon. I recommend that you download this in the App Store. The basic version is free, so it's definitely something that I would recommend. And then I also recommend that you turn on the Chinese handwriting recognition on your phone. This is how you do it. You click on Settings, then you click on General, and then scroll down, click on Keyboard, then click Keyboards, then Add New Keyboard. And then you choose either Chinese Simplified or Chinese Traditional, depending on what kind of characters you're dealing with. So I'm going to be choosing Simplified characters, Chinese Simplified. Then you click Handwriting, and then you should see a tick appear. Then you click Done. Okay, so now we have turned on the Chinese handwriting keyboard. So first of all, I'll show you the easy way to look up Chinese characters. So the first character I'm going to try and look up is the one you can see first in this list. So let's imagine that I've got this character on a piece of paper in front of me and I want to look it up. So what I do is I go to this Pleco app and then I click on the globe icon in the bottom left hand corner of the screen, and then I keep my finger on the screen and I select this option. You can see this means Simplified Chinese Handwriting. And then all I have to do is to try to write the character in the box as accurately and as correctly as I can. Doesn't matter if you don't get it exactly correct. Let's have a go. And then the system will try to recognize the character you're writing. So you can see it's come up as the first option. I click on the character that I want to choose at the top of the box, and then it will tell me the definition. It means to check or examine, and it's pronounced jian. Okay, so let's try another character. So this one is going to be the second one in this list. Imagine I've got this on a piece of paper in front of me. Again, let's try doing the same thing. Just go back and then I try to write this character as neatly as I can. I've actually written it with the wrong stroke order here because of I made a little mistake, but it doesn't matter because it's recognized it anyway, and it tells me this means me, which means dense, thick, close or intimate. Okay, so that's how you look up characters with the handwriting recognition. Now let me show you the traditional way to look up characters. So what you do is you click on where it says radical on the bottom half of the screen. And this is exactly the same procedure that you would use if you were looking up a Chinese character in a traditional paper dictionary. And then you have to identify the radical. So in this case, I'm going to try to look up the third character in this box. And the radical is the part of the character, the core part of the character, which gives it the meaning. So we have to try and see which is the main part of the character. And in this case, I think it's the bottom of the character. So how many strokes does it have? In this case, it has 1, 2, 3 strokes. So we try to look in the section with 3 strokes to see if we can find this radical. Okay, so this is the radical. And then we have to count the number of extra strokes other than the radical. So in this case it is, if we just do a rough calculation, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so now we have to look down to the section where it says 5 strokes and try to find this character. So here it is. And then if I get rid of all this other information here, okay, it tells me it means to drive or sail. And this is pronounced jia. Okay, so let's try another example. And in this case, I'm going to try to look up this character that you can see on the screen. So again, we look for the radical or the main part of the character. And in this case, I think it's also the bottom part of the character. How many strokes does it have? Let me just do a count. 1, 2, 3 strokes. So if we look at the section of the screen with 3 strokes and look for this radical, here it is on the third line. And then we count the number of strokes other than the radical. So we can see that there's 2 trees on the top, and altogether that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 strokes. So look down on the screen where it says 8 strokes, and then here we have it. The first character is the correct one. Press done, and then we get the definition. It's pronounced meng, and it means dream. Okay, so this is both of the ways that you can use to look up a Chinese character. Obviously, most of the time I just recommend that you use the Chinese handwriting recognition because it's much easier and it's much quicker to do, even if you don't get all of the strokes right or in the right order. Okay, so now let's have a look at how we look up words, Chinese words in this dictionary. So we just click keyboard and go back to the main screen, and then we want to change our keyboard to English or your language. So we click on the globe in the left hand side of the screen at the bottom, and then we change this to English. Then let's say somebody says to us Ying Tao, and we can recognize the pinyin, and we can see that we can hear that it's pronounced with a first tone and a third tone. What we would do is we'd write Ying 1 for first tone, and then Tao, and then 2 for second tone. And then we can see first character comes up is Ying Tao, means cherry. And then we can also do this if we can't hear the tones. We can still look up the word if we can recognize the pinyin. So let's say that somebody says to you 经典 and you can't recognize the tones. You can still look it up. So Jingdian. All of the different words with this pinyin are displayed. So we can hear that it's probably going to be the first one, which means classics or classical. So as long as you can recognize the pronunciation of this word and you can type in the pinyin version of that sound, then you are able to look up a word. Okay, hope this video helped you to look up Chinese characters and learn more Chinese. If you enjoyed this video, help me to click like and share it with somebody you might find it helpful. Also check out my website, fluentinmandarin.com, where you'll find loads more tips, tricks, and techniques for learning Chinese. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.